Hello everybody. Debbie here with Debbie Gets Crafty, and we are going to be working on our Yorkie with Roses this morning. So let's get started. Pardon the crinkling so early in the morning. So let's see here what we're going to do. We'll start with the letter, let's do the letter T this morning. And the letter T happens to be number 10, which is 434, which is a pretty dark caramel color. That's really pretty. All right, and we will pour some of the drills into our boat. Give it a little shake. There we go. And again, good morning to my friends. How are you today? I hope you're all doing well. I am doing great. Any chance I have to see my friends and visit with them is a win. So, I hope you're all doing well this morning. How is the weather where you are? From what I gather, there's a pretty big chance of a storm hitting the eastern coast of Florida, more clearly the area of the Tampa Bay area, which is where Todd and I, my husband and I, used to live when we lived in Florida. We lived in St. Petersburg, right near Tampa, right over the Howard Franklin Bridge. And so we hear that you're going to get some pretty severe weather. If anybody is in that path, that storm path, please, friends, take the warnings seriously. Do not just kid around and throw parties and everything. It can be a deadly situation. And, you know, I understand that folks kind of get sometimes a little tone deaf to it because of hearing, you know, so much about storms and everything, and you just don't believe in it anymore. But it's at that time when you let your guard down and you just go about it in a lighthearted kind of a way that, you know, you or your loved ones could seriously be in danger. And also it puts, you know, first responders in danger as well, in unnecessary danger if you're not heeding the warnings like the officials say. And that's not fair to them. That's not fair to their families who could potentially lose a loved one, you know, doing their job. But when their job is at jeopardy because somebody didn't want to heed the warnings, and I understand there could be a plethora of reasons why people may not take, not that they don't take the warnings seriously, but, you know, if they don't have a way out of town or they don't have, you know, the means to get to another area, I get that, but that's not always the case. It's those cases where you have the means to get away and you have the way to get away, but you choose not to get away. And, you know, just please, friends, if you hear those warnings, please heed them. And please, you know, make sure you're safe. Have a plan. That's the biggest thing. Have a plan. And that's for any situation. You always want to try to have some kind of a plan. Doesn't always necessarily work out, but at least trying to have a plan is better than nothing at all, you know. Luckily, my husband and I, the entire time we lived in Florida, we never had to evacuate. But the funny thing is, the very first year, the very first summer that we were here in Tennessee, that we moved up from Florida, we moved up from Florida in June, and by, I believe it was September, there was this big storm that came through. I don't recall the name of the storm, but we actually, if we were still in Florida, we would have had to evacuate the area. So that was interesting. And the funny thing was, we had my nephew and his then partner and their child here. They had to evacuate because they lived in that very area, and they had to evacuate. And they came up here for the week, as a matter of fact. So that's kind of ironic. We move away, and then all of a sudden evacuation notices for storms. But anyway, so we're done with the T's for that section. So I think we'll move on to the next color. And I think we'll do the letter Y. There seems to be a lot of the letter Y, and Y is number 26, 938. Nice, pretty dark, dark brown. And we'll toss a few in there. There we go. Give it a little shimmy shake. Nothing nicer in the morning than hearing that boat full of drill shake. Let you know you're about to create something beautiful. And so other than that, what else is everybody up to today? I hope whatever it is, it's something that you want to do and that you have a chance to also touch base with your creative side as well, whether that be diamond painting, coloring, working with ceramics, whatever you like to do. If you like to bake, I consider baking a hobby or a craft. I consider cooking, when you're cooking for those you love, a hobby or a craft. I mean, not necessarily a hobby, because, you know, we all have to eat. So you have to do some level of cooking sometimes. But, whoop, dropped one. Picked her up. But other than that, let's see, what's for dinner tonight? We're just going to do something simple. You know, Monday nights, we really don't want to fuss and muss too much. So we're just doing some hot dogs, and Todd's going to whip up a quick box mix of macaroni and cheese. Just for a little quick din-din. Maybe a little green salad to go on the side. But like I say, Mondays we usually try to make it low-key. Breakfast for dinner, hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever. Because it's Monday, you know. Getting back from the weekend, having to work. Sometimes Mondays at work can be a little stressful, a little crazy and chaotic, so why have that carry on into your home life when you're done with work for the day? Trying to figure out something for dinner. You don't want it to be too complicated. Something easy, quick, simple. And the funny thing is, we do take a box mix. Todd takes a box of macaroni and cheese, and what he'll do is he'll add some sharp cheddar cheese shred to the macaroni and cheese, and it just kicks it up a notch. It gives it that semi-homemade flavor with that that grated sharp cheddar cheese. So a little hack there for you. If you're just looking for something to give a little extra twist to your boxed macaroni and cheese, a little shredded cheddar or any cheese that you like, put that in the mix. And if you're really feeling fancy, throw it in a little casserole dish, pop it in the oven for a few minutes, bring it out, and it's almost like you have a batch of homemade macaroni and cheese, which is a recipe that I will be taping if anybody is interested. It's my twin sister Judy's absolute favorite. When she comes up to visit, I always make sure I have a batch of macaroni and cheese that we can enjoy while she's here, and I send her home with a care package with it. So that is something I will do. I will do my homemade macaroni and cheese recipe. And it's really easy. That's one thing, friends, about me. You'll notice that when I do recipes, I try to do the easier recipes because I love to cook, but I don't feel like being in the kitchen all day and fussing around. And with all that nonsense, so I take supermarket shortcuts. I admit it fully, proudly. Whether it be with the no-boil noodles for a lasagna, or if it's a weeknight and we want to have some macaroni and cheese, we'll make a little box macaroni and cheese, add some shredded cheddar to it, and fancy that up a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Not one thing wrong with it. There's lots of creative little ways that you can make something that you get, wow, I keep dropping drills, something that you get from the store for a recipe, and you can add a little something to it to make it to give it just a little extra level. And in the cooking world, that's called semi-homemade, or you're taking a supermarket shortcut. There's lots of different phrases that are coined out there, and I love it. For example, you can take a tub of your average frozen whip topping, also known as Cool Whip, and you add a few drops of vanilla to it, mix it in gently, and it will give you a more authentic homemade whipped topping, whipped cream taste. And it's little tricks and tips like that that can take something that might seem a little ordinary and give it that little extraordinary kick. So getting back to dinner tonight, hot dogs and macaroni and cheese and a tossed salad. Something easy, just to take care of that. And to be honest with you, my husband didn't even go to the grocery store this week. So we're just making use of whatever we have in our freezer and our pantry. We have, of course, frozen lasagna from our lasagna that we made last week. So if we want to have some of that, we can have some of that. We have, my husband made goulash, which is also another pasta dish with sauce. We made goulash. He puts in peppers, red roasted peppers to the sauce, and he does all kinds of neat and nifty little things to it. It makes a nice goulash. He boils up some elbow macaroni and adds it. He makes his own homemade pork fried rice, and that's a neat recipe. So he does all kinds of different things in the kitchen. He gets creative. But like I said, we didn't go to the grocery store this week. He went on Friday and picked up some milk and, things like that. But we usually do a bigger grocery shopping on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. And honestly, with the heat and everything, he just didn't feel like going out, and I don't blame him. So I looked at him and I said, well, let's take stock of what we have in the freezer and the cupboards. We have this, 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 and this. So let's make it work. This way you don't even have to go to the store for a big grocery shopping. So we skipped the store altogether this week. Add a few more of our... There we go. So we're going to get creative this week in the kitchen. Sometimes that's a good thing too. You buy these canned goods and dry goods and everything, and you have them in the refrigerator, you have them in your cupboard, you have them in your freezer, and sometimes you just forget about them being there, unless you have a particular purpose. Sometimes I just get things that are on sale, and oh great, we'll have this sometime. And sometimes we just don't. We put it up there and forget about it. Well, this week we're going to be going through our cupboards and such, checking out what we have and making it work. We'll probably have breakfast for dinner one night. We're having the hot dogs tonight. We'll have, I think my husband said he's going to do the goulash. We have some frozen goulash, like I said. So we'll take that out of the freezer. We have plenty. We don't have to go out to the grocery this week. Here we go. Let's see, we have some more right here. Put a few more in. But that's what we do. And Spoto, he's doing great. He is in his kennel right now in what I call daycare. That's what I call it when he's in his kennel while we work. I have the baby monitor on him so I can see him while I'm working. And he's got a radio out there. We put the radio on for him so he has some music. But he's doing great. Feisty as ever. You know how puppies are. Let's see here. I got 3 more right there, and then I'll call it quits on that color. Whoop. There we go. Just gearing up for the long weekend. Todd and I both have Monday off next week, so that'll be nice. I'll be doing some taping of some videos, filming, so that'll be fun. I think my next color I work on now will be the letter C. And that is number 9. And that is 433, yet another brown. There we go. All right, start over here and work our way over. Okay, I didn't know if I had that one on my holder correctly. Thought I had it upside down. There. This week it is a blue supermoon. A blue moon is when you have 2 full moons in the same month. And it's going to be a supermoon. So be on the lookout for that towards the end of the week, friends. If you have clear weather where you are, I think Wednesday into Thursday, it's going to be amazing. I just can't believe it's almost September. Pardon me, friends who like the summertime and the heat, but ugh, I'm glad. Although it does, this time of year does seem to ramp up the hurricanes a little more, so. And I was tagged last night. I saw a video from Sweet Tea, Diamond Painting with Sweet Tea, who was actually the lovely lady who gifted me my little Yorkie with Roses canvas from Diamond Art Club. And she tagged me in some questions, and I will be filming those answers. So be on the lookout for that video. I'll do a WIP chat and answer those questions. There we go. She is coming along so nicely. Let's see I know we have some C's up in here, but I'm just working on this part, the neck part right now. And we gotta twist this around, come on, come on. There we go. There. It will bend to my will, trust. Well, that seems to be fortuitous, because that's exactly where that needed to go. I love it when an unexpected thing happens and it works out for the best. There we go. Fill in these few down here so I don't forget, because you know me, friends. I will forget for sure. My schedule for work is all kinds of crazy. I start at different hours every day this week, so today I'm starting a half an hour early. Tomorrow I start a half an hour early, and then I start 2 hours later on Wednesday, and then 2.5 hours later for Thursday and Friday. It's crazy. So, but I wanted to come in and say hello and do my little daily whip and chat with you. Let's see. So I think we have those done. And let's check out the letter. Is that the number 5 or the letter S? Let's see here. Looks like the letter S, because I don't think there's a number 5. No, there's not. So the letter S, which is number 8, 414. Ooh, it's a nice gray. We just have a few of those, and I think we'll wrap up today's little whip and chat session with these. Letter S. Here we go. Oh, friends, she's coming along so nicely. There we go. I'm really seeing her come to life, which is really neat. Tell me, friends, what are you working on today? What are your projects, your whips, your works in progress? We have a few over here of the letter S. There we go. I always love to hear what people are working on. Some people are working on some fall projects already. Some people are working on some Christmas projects already. That may be gifts for someone, or they just wanted to get it started. Maybe it's a project that's really big, so they're starting it now, so they'll have time to finish it before Christmas. So that's always exciting. Here we go. Let's give it a little scan. I think I have all the S's in this area taken care of. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Oh, nope. We have a little row right here. And that, my friends, once we get that row taken care of, will wrap us up for today. And while I'm doing this, I want to thank my current subscribers for your continued support. If you are not yet a subscriber, please consider doing so. Please hit that like button, my friends, because as you well know, every like, every comment, every view, every share, every subscription helps my little channel to grow. And we all know, friends, I'm a little crafty fish in a great big crafty pond, so I need a little help from my friends. Well, dears, that ends this for today. We'll put this color back. Yeah, and when you comment, let me know where you're crafting from, what corner of the world you're in, how the weather is, what you're working on, what's for dinner tonight maybe. And yeah, we're done. We're gonna turn this off, and I'll bring us back out so you can see. our progress. She's coming along nicely, friends. So we'll bring that paper down. There we go. There. Oh, she's really coming along nicely. So we've gotten some areas right up in here. We're starting on her neck area, so we'll continue that tomorrow. But she's really coming along nice. Friends, thanks again for stopping by. And please take care of yourselves. Please be careful if you're in the path of any storms or any wildfires like in Louisiana. I pray for each and every one of you every day for your health and well-being of yourselves and your families. Please take care of yourselves. Watch out for your friends, your family, your neighbors, and be the voice, my friends, for all of those animals who don't have one. Until I see you again, God bless, take care, have a great day. Goodbye.